Looking for royalty-free music? Discover
Hey, welcome to the stream, everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by. Kill, how's your morning going? Yeah, as soon as I was gonna fire it up, I was like, alright, I got all the tweets sent, I got my Instagram story up, and it's like, really, you gotta start doing that right now. Just fired the leaf blower right up, started going to town. Alright, I guess that's a choice you made. Alpha Yang delete. Top of the morning, let's get this shit. Kills it, I have a neighbor. Always mow at 7 p.m. in the middle of the stream. Just like at 7 p.m, why now? Why? Like, you had all day to do this. As soon as I start trying to do some shit. We got Swag in the chat too. Damn, morning Swag, how's it going? You guys like this new camera I got? Fancy, I'm feeling good. Feels so good. He was retired. Yeah, so he's just sitting at home all day. Dude's just not doing anything. He's like, alright, dang Twitch streaming youngsters. And go mow my lawn. Fuck with them. Well, I hope everyone is having a good start to the week. I feel like this music is kind of bumping. Let's turn that down a little bit. That's just like snare, it's just like crack. Like, oh my god, blowing my eardrums out. So today we're gonna start off with some streamer Twitter reviews. I got who did we have? We got Laura Mirth, we got Eternal Kaz, and Just Spike. We're gonna do a review for the three of them. I try to keep it to 3 reviews per stream, just so that I have enough time to kind of devote to everybody, and nobody's feeling too left out or like I'm, you know, skipping over them. Stream looks crispy. Ooh, yeah, I like a good crispy stream. I dropped it down to 720 today, but I wanted to bump it up to 60 frames per second because I was at 1080p at 30 frames per second. And with the new camera, I wanted the extra frames per second because it was looking a little choppy. And I'm gonna do some gaming streams later today, so I wanted to make sure that we have that frame rate. But so the plan for today, we're going to do our stream reviews, 3 of them. Then we are going to end the stream and move over. I'm going to switch all of my info, my description, my title, and my thumbnail. And I'm just going to have everyone just chill for a second and refresh. And then we'll go into a second stream for the gaming stuff, because I want to try something out today. So with YouTube SEO, how they suggest streams and put your VODs up in suggested content, and how people find you through search is through your titles and descriptions. And part of the reason why I think gaming is so fun on this channel is because a lot of the people that I talk to and get in for consults and just am friends with in general are gamers as well. So I feel like gaming on the channel and streaming sometimes, playing like, you know, Apex and stuff like that, it's a fun way to bring new people in that might not otherwise see the channel. But if all of my keywords are just geared towards streamer Twitter reviews and social media stuff, nobody's ever gonna find the gaming streams if they're just buried at the end of these streams. So I think if I end the stream after we're done with the, you know, social media stuff and then go into gaming, I think we might have a chance at, you know, kind of utilizing YouTube a little bit better. And we'll see how it goes. You know, we'll see if it works out. And as always, I'll share my findings with everybody. But yeah, let's get right into these reviews. I'm all jacked up on my extra double soy latte. I've been trying to cut back on coffee, but my my Swift Lifestyles gamer juice stuff is it's taking its dear sweet time. So I'm like, you know what? I need some caffeination, otherwise my brain's just not gonna function. And you know, can't have that for the stream. I gotta be swifty for the stream. But I am feeling pretty good. I'm feeling good. Feeling terrific. All right. Pull up Twitter. But how's everybody's week going? We got a big week. Got Black Friday coming up, holidays coming up. Anybody have any cool plans? Really, dude? You're gonna start that up again? Oh my god. Son of a Fucking mother. He stopped doing the whole leaf blowing thing, and then as soon as I go live, he comes back. Like, I hear him getting closer and closer, works his way all the way back, and then fires it up again right outside my window. You fucking son of a little hamster wheel. Son of a fucking hamster wheel. Kill says, I had a good weekend, just got week for 2 days, then I'm headed to see family. Nice. Work for a couple of days. That sounds pretty good. Let me bring up the first one. So, let's see. I'm gonna do Laura Mirth first. Laura Mirth is somebody that I just connected with, actually, on YouTube. I found their stuff on YouTube and then ended up finding them randomly on Twitter as well. And I was just like, oh, I know you. All right. So let me switch over. No. Sorry, one sec. Forgot I had it on the game. I had to actually bring up my camera. Yeah, I have a pretty busy week planned. I have a part-time job in retail management, so obviously this is going to be a really busy week, but I'm excited to just get it over with. It's one of those things where it's kind of better. The holidays are better when you just kind of put your head down and work through it rather than thinking about how awful it's going to be. Because usually, like, day of, it's not that bad, but it's just the thought of like, oh my god, it's gonna be so busy. Why does it have to be so busy? Why does everyone need to come get things on this one day? For the love of God, make my life a little bit easier. All right, I think I got it up now. Yeah, there we go. There's Laura Mirth. All right, everybody. So how I usually do these, if you are new to these segments, is I will break down the 4 things that I think are most important for getting a social media account, specifically in this case, Twitter, noticed, and getting people to scroll a little bit further down and get into your content, and then, you know, make the decision to follow you and slowly work their way through your content funnel until they are part of your community. Oz is down here sleeping. You want to say hello to everybody? No, you don't. You just want to flop over. You got to say hi to everybody so they know what I'm doing and they know I'm not just rubbing my crotch. Yeah. Can you say hi to all the people on the stream? Because otherwise it just looks like I'm rubbing my dick and that's weird. Yeah. Swagamemnon says hello. So you gotta be good. Swag's keeping an eye on you. So the 4 things that I think are most important to getting your Twitter account noticed when people stop by is your banner, your profile picture, your bio, and your pinned tweet. So if you can manage to grab attention and guide them through that by putting the right content out there and making it applicable to the audience that you're appealing to, you can use these subtle tactics of how you word things and where you position them to guide the right people into your community, if that makes sense. Instead of just putting a thing out there and being like, hey, I'm a gamer, and then hoping that the right people will stop by. Well, there's a lot of gamers out there, and there's a lot of them that you don't necessarily want in your community. They do not fit your vibe, they don't fit the games you play, you know, you need to have specific things in your profile to help guide the right people into your community. So, that being said, let's dive on into Laura Mirth. So, I like that they have the banner up here with all of the platforms that they focus on. So they are, you know, focusing on the trio. They got Twitch, they got Facebook, they got YouTube. Very bold, shows off exactly where they're creating their personality, that, you know, kind of funky, crazy vibe, and just like, hey, we got some happy energy. It gives you a good impression as to what you can expect when you click that link and go to their video or their live. So very good choice on that. I can't really think of anything else. I personally am not a fan of this font. I would probably try to make that a little bit snazzier, brighten it up a little bit. It doesn't really have a whole lot of pop. I think that the concept is very good, but I think that you could kind of tweak the design of it to make this part a little bit more standout, because as it is right now, this just kind of looks very, it looks very, what's the word? It's just very basic. It's very plain. There's nothing wrong with it necessarily, but it looks like you just put in a template and you didn't change the font, is kind of what it looks like. And I know that's not the case, but fonts plain like this, especially with a very plain, I know it's not a stock photo, but the stock photo-esque kind of background, I think it ends up just making it look a little generic. Whereas if you put a little bit more effort into branding that font, getting something a little crazier, I think that would go a long way towards making this a little less stock photo-y. Another cool trick that you can use is adding a little graphic that goes, a little arrow or something to draw attention to this section right here, because this is blank and all of their attention is up here. But if you can manage to draw their attention through this banner and down into this area, they're much more likely to click. So, that's the theory. Usually what I do is I'll have a little arrow and be like, click here to level up your social media game, because that's what I focus on. I know that you do a lot of very similar content, so I don't think it would be very hard for you to figure out a little call to action to put in there, but just something small with an arrow. Think about your layout and how their eye is gonna work through this image down to where you ultimately want them to be, which is right there. Then the next thing would be your profile picture. It's not bad. I would like to see something that fits a little bit better. I feel like this is just kind of, it's a little awkward. Your chin is just barely kind of fitting in there. Just the way it's formatted just feels a little lopsided. But I think that you definitely have the right concept, getting your face out there, making sure that your image is well known and fully associated with your brand. Nice, well lit. You don't have any weird stalkery shadows going on there or anything that's gonna turn people off or give them a weird psychological impression. It's very direct, very kind, very happy looking face that they are presented with. So I think that is definitely a good direction that you're heading. I would just try to make it fit a little bit better, and maybe get the background a little bit brighter. That is the only thing that I could say, is try to just find ways to make this pop a little bit more, because as you're scrolling through, especially on mobile, that little tiny thing is gonna be just kind of blending into the background. So any way that you can find that is going to contrast and set that off from the typical tones of either somebody using dark mode on their app or scrolling like this on web, you want to make sure that it's standing out and contrasting against those colors, not blending in. So I would try to tweak that a bit, but you definitely have the right concept here. I would say that's a B+ on that profile picture, in my opinion. Loru with the little emoji. I love having emojis and things like that to add a little bit more spice and interest. I'm not sure personally, because I'm not as familiar with like your streams and your brand outside of some of the YouTube videos that I have watched. I don't really know how that relates to you in any way. So I would probably try to find something that might make a little bit more sense or have some reference to it in your bio to make that make sense. Otherwise, I don't know. I just feel like it can confuse people, especially something like a candle. Maybe I'm wrong. Obviously, if there's a deeper story to this and there's something that, you know, just isn't clicking for me, then feel free to ignore that advice. But I would try to find something that makes a little bit more sense to somebody who's brand new, because that's who you're ultimately trying to cater this whole section for. Somebody who already knows you is just going to skip right past it, like, oh yeah, Loremirth, I know them, follow, cool. But if they don't know you, then they're going to be a little bit more inquisitive, and they're going to be like, what's the candle? What's this? What's that? And if there's no active explanation for it, they're going to be confused, and that's the last thing that you want in your branding and marketing, is any sort of confusion. Because a confused viewer is much less likely to follow and engage. They're much more likely to just kind of move on and go with something that doesn't confuse them. But just something to keep in mind. Me, as somebody from the outside, that doesn't really stand out or make a whole lot of sense. Moving down into the bio, be bigger than the platform, advertiser by day, content boy by night. Lord plays at Gmail, YouTube. That I like that you have this split up. You have your link and you have the YouTube as well up here. That's very nice. Good job on that. A lot of people don't think to do that. It's also very good that you have your email in here, because that's something that so many people leave out. You being from a marketing background, I really would have been surprised if you had forgotten that, but that's a good move. Everybody who is watching, make sure that you have your email in your bio, because when people are reaching out to you, that's the number one way that businesses are going to want to reach out to you. They're not going to want to reach out to you through Twitter DMs. They're not gonna risk things sitting in your, you know, your unreads, or going to, you know, what's it freaking called? Requests, message requests. Sitting here like, drafts? No, not drafts. My brain. I need more coffee. Definitely need more coffee. But yes, so I think that's a good start. I would like to see a little bit more about you in here. There's not a whole lot personality-wise, and I feel like that's something that, as, you know, educators, we tend to focus so much on the value that we deliver and the content that we make as far as what it does for people, that we forget to bring in the lifestyle aspect of it. Something that really jumped out at me a long time ago, back when I was a fan of alpha gaming, I, you know, loved this one video where he said, what exactly was it? It was like, this isn't a streamer tip channel. This is a lifestyle channel, disguised as a streamer tip channel. And I think that really sums up how, as an educator in the streaming space, Harris was able to grow as large as he has, is because he has not just created a bunch of useful videos, he's built himself as a personality. Everyone has a very clear picture in their head of who he is and who Sam is and who the whole Alpha Gaming team and, you know, who that channel represents and the brand behind it. And I don't see a lot of other educators doing that, myself included. We tend to put it all on, no, I make really good info. I know what I'm talking about. I did this for a living. I have the knowledge. I'm trying to share it. Like, why is it just not getting anywhere? And I think it's because a lot of times we lack that personal touch. We lack the influencer thing, because we're trying so hard to just be educational. We miss out on that personal entertainment touch. So I'd love to see you get some more personal things in here. Show us who you are, rather than just an advertiser and a content boy. Let's check your link real quick. Check that link. Ooh, nice website. You got YouTube Shorts, realistic, nice. You got broken up into live, community hubs. I really like how you did this. That is super well done. I think that this is a good lesson for anybody, to be honest, is building a landing page. You don't have to go as all out as this. Even just a no code option like Koji with, you know, just different apps and links that you can add in. Having a landing page like this where you have access to like a blog, I'm guessing there's probably, if my vibes are not leading me astray, you probably have some way for people to sign up to an email list in here somewhere. This is how you create what it's called an owned audience. So Twitter is a rented audience. Instagram, rented audience. Twitch, all of them are rented audiences. You, in exchange for bringing activity and, you know, engagement to the platform, they allow you to create content there, and they allow you to build a community. But if you do anything that they don't like, it's gone. Your community's gone, you know, and they really won't care. You know, they're just gonna ban you, and you're stuck sitting there, you know, like just holding the bag. You know, you can't put all of your trust in platforms like this. But by building a website, having a landing page, and building up an audience that way across multiple platforms with direct ways to contact them, like through your blog or through a newsletter, you start building up an owned audience in the sense of all of these platforms could shut you down, but you would still have somewhere to create content, and you would still have somewhere to get in touch with your audience. So great job, Lorimirth. Awesome example for everybody. I think everyone needs to start figuring out some form of landing page separate from their content platforms. So moving on down into here. No more secrets have officially signed with Zygo Media. Cool. Nice. That's a cool update. So I like that you're using this as kind of like an announcement board, pinned message type of thing. I think that this one is good because it gives them a taste of the passion and direction of your content right now. You're going to be focusing on getting some content out there and consistently creating good, valuable videos and streams. And that's going to help encourage them to continue down and go, well, you know, they've been really focusing 100% of their energy on the creative side. Let me see what they got going on. And that's going to encourage them to scroll further. So including little psychological cues like that to indicate to a potential viewer visiting your profile, that's definitely a great job. I like that you also made sure to include an image in this, because having an image definitely adds a little bit more pop. This is kind of like a second banner, and a lot of people don't use it as that. They just have, you know, I currently am not using it as that, honestly. But if you can manage to find ways to use this image down here as like a second banner to get more information put into their path as they scroll through, then the chances of you getting a follow out of that are much greater. And having consistently branded graphics is going to go a long way too, to adding towards that level of professionalism. So I think you did a good job here. Just make sure that you're keeping it up to date. Don't let it stagnate and get stale, because that's one pet peeve of mine, is seeing a pinned tweet from years ago, you know. Kaz, welcome to the stream. How's it going, dude? Sorry, I'm a little bit delayed on my my chat at the moment while I'm doing the reviews, so I have it up on my phone, because I am rocking the one screen setup still. So, Kaz, now that we've gotten through Laura Mirth, overall, very good job. I would definitely give you a solid grade. I would give you like a 90 out of 100 on this. This is a really good set. Cass says that's a cool website. May have to try Koji at some point. Koji is really good. Koji is my favorite for a quick, easy, no-code option. But yeah, there's so many different ways to build it. I just think Koji's a good way to bridge that gap between having a link tree and having a website. If you don't want to put the work into having like a full-on website yet, because that can be a lot of work, also can be kind of a pain in the butt to maintain if you want to do like a custom domain name and things like that. Some people aren't up for that, so Koji is a good in-between step to having a little bit more of an owned audience landing page platform kind of thing, and having just a link tree, because a link tree is only going to get you so far. So let's check on Cass. Review number 2. Fight. You ready for this, Cass? You ready for this? All right. Banner. Gaming, tech, cybersecurity, news, tweeting for your entertainment. I like the idea that you have going here. I would like to see a little bit more. Let me just click this real quick. Okay, so you are still actively promoting your other stuff. I would suggest putting the icons of the platforms that you're creating on up here, so that people on similar platforms, because you know how it goes, we all have our personal favorites that we create on. You'll have a much better time connecting with people who are creating on those platforms if they can immediately go, oh, they're on YouTube as well, oh, they're on Twitch as well. They'll know where to find you, they'll know what the focus of your content is and your community direction, like what you're putting all of your intent behind. They'll know where you're headed, and if they don't know what platforms you're created on and what your content direction is immediately, then a lot of people are just going to skip away, because the fact is, like, you're not just like, if you were just focusing on Twitter and growing that as a platform, not trying to grow any of your other platforms using Twitter, I think that would be fine. If Twitter was your main focus, then absolutely just having it sparse like that could be a good call. But since you are creating on other platforms, don't waste the space up here. Make sure that you have some information for them as soon as they get here, because that's the first thing that they see. And you want the first thing that they see to be a good overview of your brand as a whole. Other than that, I would again make that suggestion to kind of bring a little bit more attention over here and get people looking at that follow button. That's always a good move. Get a little call to action over here. Profile picture. It's good. I like that. I always love that move of having it something that's indicative of your streaming space, whether that is 100% your streaming space or not. I like when people have that kind of insinuation of what's going to be seen when they go into your stream, and you nailed that. You've got the little, the streamer RGB thing going on in the background, and I think you did a good job of capturing that. So good job. It also blends well. The color tones blend well with what you've got going on up here, so I like that. That's a good move. One thing about this, I feel like this is, again, just a little bit plain. These are very basic fonts. It's going to be much more eye-catching if you punch that up a little bit, Nom nom, welcome to the stream. Finally made a stream. How's it going? Happy Monday. I hope you've had plenty of caffeine. We're on our second streamer Twitter review, working on Eternal Kaz. Welcome to the stream, everybody. I haven't said it in a while, but welcome to the stream, and thank you for stopping by. If you are just popping in, we're doing some streamer Twitter reviews today, and then I'm going to end the stream after that and fire it up with some Apex, doing a little experiment today, seeing how splitting my streams, and unlike on Twitch where I would start out as just chatting and then go into gaming, I'm thinking about just doing 2 separate streams because of the way the YouTube algorithm works. So that's the plan for today, but currently we're working through Kaz review. Eternal Kaz says that was totally not on purpose. The color fade, the color coordination. Well, good job anyways. Good job anyways. What would I suggest? Shit, I mean, like, there's Canva has a whole bunch of good ones. Let's see. Let me bring up something basic. Let me just create a design. There we go. Instagram post, just basic Instagram post. Let's pull up a text. So they have, personally, I use intro Rust baseline for most of my stuff, and then I have Nor'Wester and Gotcha. But I like to, when I'm setting up the branding for an account, I will go through and pick 3 different fonts, and I just use those for everything. So this would be like my main like header logo type of font. And then this is going to be a little bit crazier, not like crazier, but a little bit crazier than you normally would have your text, just because text is going to be a lot more of it in more of a block, so it needs to be easy to read and identify. So I go with something very simple, hey gotcha, for all of my like text paragraphs. This is my subheading, so it's a little bit more of a designed, something that's got a little bit more interest to it, rather than this, which needs to be very simple so that people can read it easily. But yeah, there's a whole lot on here that you can use. I would try something that's going to be a little bit eye-grabbing, like even something like that, like something modern. You know, I'm not a full-on like trained designer, but there are a lot of different things you can do than the basic, something even like that would be kind of nice. But there's a lot you can do rather than the basic, not Arial, but the Times New Roman-y kind of font. Just something with a little bit more punch, something that's gonna fit that gaming tech and cybersecurity vibe, because, ain't nobody using Times New Roman in space. Used a combination. It's nearly 4 p.m. for you? Oh, right. I forget that you're in a completely different time zone. You're already 3 coffees in. Oh my god. I will add you on Apex. I'll actually add you on Apex as soon as I start playing Apex. But anyways, back to the Kaz review. So, yeah, that would be it for this area. Kind of some ideas to spruce it up, make it a little bit more of inviting, a little bit more fitting for the brand that you're trying to build over here. Going down into your bio, come chat about gaming, tech news, gamer, streamer interests, social media, PR, cybersecurity, marketing. I feel like the formatting on this is a little, it's just a little choppy, because you're switching back and forth between, the slash, you got exclamation point, you've got colon in there, and then you've got the bars. I would try to find a way to make it flow a little bit better, but I do like that you have the main focus right up front. You have it front loaded, and that's a good move. You definitely want the first thing to be the main topic that you focus on, which is gaming and tech news. I would try to word this a little bit differently in a way that's not just like, come chat, but something that's going to benefit them other than just chatting, because there's a lot of people to talk with out there. And if that's all you're offering is just a conversation potentially, it's not as much of a drive to follow as if they have a direct benefit that they're getting out of following you for these subjects, if that makes sense. You want it to be more direct instead of this kind of loose invitation of, hey, come hang out and maybe we'll have some conversations and we'll chat. You want it to be like, no, follow me for this value related to this subject. So I would recommend that. Kind of tighten this up a bit, make it a little more punchy and direct, and find a way to format this just a little bit more concisely so it flows better. Joey Legs, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Whatever the love, peace, and joy combination was. Let's go back over. Love, joy, love, peace. I don't know. I thought it was one of these. I thought you were referring to one of these. I was like, wait, which combo? Because they do have those really good preset. If you scroll down in Canva, they have like some of those preset font combos, and those can be good. Those can be good to use if you're looking for some inspiration on how to lay out font combos. You can always scroll through and see what they have, and that'll help you figure out some ways to put it together in a little bit more graphically interesting way. I enjoy that you have your business contact. That's a good move. Always handy for people to put that. Let's check out your link tree real quick. So one thing I would say is try to have your branding. Let's just do a quick look through. Okay, so this is the same across there. So that's actually fine. I was gonna say try to have your branding consistent across your platforms, but it looks like Twitter is the only one. Okay, so since Twitter, Twitch, I would probably just change it on YouTube as well. And on here, I like the profile picture to be more personal. I don't feel like this is really very standout. It's kind of hard to see what it is, especially at a small like profile picture size on a phone. It's gonna be so hard. It is one of those. I just had to scroll further. Oh. Yeah, that's usually how it goes. Yeah, it was there. I just didn't commit all the way. I was just like, nope, don't see it, whatever. They're like, no, if you had just chilled for a second, it was there. Anyways. Yeah, I would try to make this a little bit more personal and have the consistent branding going across all of your platforms. Anything that you do that jars the experience for the potential community member as they're going through your sites is one more little kink in your funnel. It's one more hole poked in that funnel that they can just pop right out of because it breaks the experience for them. So you want your brand experience to be consistent across everything. That means similar colors, similar fonts. That's all part of branding. It's not the end all be all of branding. I think a lot of people get caught up in that, but it's a big part of it. And it's all about creating that, just creating that unified experience for everybody as they're going through all of your platforms. And I think that switching your profile picture out to be consistent and more personal, which is what this one is going to be a good move and help that experience along. I know you mentioned that you want to try Koji. So if you want to try Koji, go for that. They have a lot of really good customization options, but do something to make this a little bit more customized. Make it pop. I know that they have some better options than just having it plain, so try to get something that lines up with those fonts and colors that you choose, and give it a little bit more pop. Give it some pizzazz. Make it more of an enjoyable experience for people, more interesting when they're clicking through. Joey says, I've been following on Twitter forever, finally made it here. Well, I'm so glad that you got to stop by. It's cool. It's really fun seeing people from Twitter who I've been hanging out with for a while and getting to know, and then like they finally get to stop by, and it's just like, All right. Good times. Good times. Let me see. So I think the next thing that we're moving on to pinned tweet real quick. Learn that it's okay to change for the right reasons. You're capable of growth. So I like the sentiment behind this. I would like to see you use it more effectively though, because this, while it has a nice sentiment, doesn't do anything to encourage somebody to follow or give them a real sense of what they're going to be getting out of your account. It should be something that has a point. It's perfectly, I love this tweet, don't get me wrong, it's a great tweet, and I love the idea that you're presenting here. But I would have something that has a little bit more punch, a little bit more of a graphic to it, maybe. Something that has, if it's going to be something like this, it should be, I feel like, a tweet that has gained a little bit of traction. And then you put it up for a few days, and then you replace it with something. Just because if you pin a tweet like this that's gaining some traction, people are going to come to your profile. They're going to go, oh yeah, that's, that's a big tweet that they did recently, and that's why, their profile is getting some attention right now. And it kind of helps to solidify in their mind that you create content that gets likes, if that makes sense. It's purely psychological. Putting a tweet up there that's getting some attention is just so that other people, when they get to your profile, know that you can get attention. But if it's a tweet like this that's almost a month old and it hasn't gotten any attention, then all that's doing to them is say, wow, well, is this like the best of their content recently? Like, is this the content that they're most proud of? And not to, get down on you at all. I'm not trying to make you feel bad about it or feel bad about your average rate of engagement. That's not my goal here. I'm trying to just help you improve in ways that you can. And having a tweet like this isn't going to do you any favors when you're trying to get new people to follow you or encourage them to scroll down, because that right there shows that this is right about what they can expect when they're scrolling through. And they're not going to have a whole lot of high engagement. They're not really going to have a whole lot of just excitement. You want to give whether it's through the graphics that you use or the tweet itself, you want to make them excited about your content and make them excited to scroll further. Having a regular tweet that has a bunch of engagement on it can do that because they go, oh shoot, they get engagement, makes them want to scroll further. But if you're not getting a whole lot of average engagement, it's much better to use this as kind of like a billboard, or not a billboard, but a second banner. And have some more information about yourself, have some more information about your content, have a schedule, have the most recent piece of content that you're trying to push people towards, a clip from your most recent YouTube video, just anything that's going to give them something to grab onto as far as what your brand does and the content that you're creating and why they need to follow you, because this doesn't really give them a reason. So not to rip on you for that. I hope that didn't come off too harsh, but that would be my advice for you on that. Yeah. Sean, welcome to the stream. How's your day going? Nam says, honestly, prefer having a personal photo over a logo. Now, only place I have not changed it is here. Yeah, it helps develop that connection a little bit better. Logos, I think, were really popular a few years ago when everyone was commissioning them off of Fiverr and they were getting that same, basic gamer logo with the crossed arms and the hat and the guns in the back and all that stuff. Like, everybody had one of those, and I think just logos got really overdone in the gaming community, and it's really hard to stand out with a logo because the most unique part of your brand is you. You're what makes it a personal brand. So the easiest way is going to to represent that is going to be with your face. That's what everyone's going to be seeing. You know, the logo is good in some circumstances, like esports and things like that. You can make it work, but I think if you're trying to build a personal brand, you want it to be personal. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? 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 All right, so who's next? We have. I forgot who I have next. I'm bad. Spike. That's who's next. God damn it. Poor Spike. Spike's just like, why do you forget me? Okay, Spike. If you're in the stream, how's it going? I'm gonna be nice, I promise, and I really hope that you do not take anything that I say super personally, and I don't ever try to be an asshole to anybody. So yeah, let's dive right in. PFP, NFTs are logos now? You know me, I'm all about Web3 and all that stuff in the tech, but I cannot stand that profile picture trend of just all the endless horde of monkeys and 8-bit cartoon. Like, it drives me nuts from like a branding standpoint. Like, I get it, it's the community aspect and people are getting involved and they're excited and they're using their profile pictures as a way to connect and stuff, but I think if you're a streamer or a personal brand trying to grow in that, something that is not a crypto related market directly, throwing a profile picture of, you know, an NFT or some random thing like that is just not gonna do you any favors. I hate the bad art. Something going in though. Do me, but be mean. Just rip your profile apart. I mean, the concept of NFTs is cool, and if you can get them on a blockchain that's sustainable and doesn't make it unattainable for average people, then I think that it's really cool. I think the concept is awesome, but I can't stand the bad art and just the crap that floats around the space right now. But anyways, moving on to the Spike Twitter review of Joy and Wonder. Banner. I like it. It's funky, fresh, really, really bright and interesting style of branding that I love that it crosses over with your profile picture. This is insanely well done. In this case, it's such a clean design. You know, I normally tell everybody like, hey, add your logos and stuff to the platforms that you create on, and if you can find a way to do that clean, then go for it. But that's just such a really good design and laid out very striking manner, and it grabs attention as it is. I don't think that putting logos anywhere on here is going to add to it in any way. It would just make it look cluttered, and it's such a good design that I don't want to see that. So I think that leaving this eye-catching and snazzy as it is would probably be your best bet. The only thing that I would think to do is maybe add a little, like, something reminiscent of this right here, like a little, what would it be called? Like a chevron or whatever, pointing just very tiny, just right here. Just to give that little bit of indication of like, Spike, follow. You know, just drag him down into that follow button. I think that might help your conversion rate of people visiting your profile to people following. Stretch. Hi, Doug. Sorry, dog's moving around. You want to say hi to the new people that have come? You said hi to the people a little bit ago when we started. See, this is Osmo. Also Oswald. Also Ozzy. Also Ozicus. Also Momo. Mwah. He's very sleepy. And he's also very warm. My God, I have my legs crossed and he's just like laying on my lap. I'm roasting right now. Holy crap. All right. Anyways, Sean's is cute. Yeah, he's adorable. He's a sweet boy. I love your profile picture. Absolutely nothing bad to say about that. That's That's cool. It's good. It's personal. It's branded well. Correlates with this super nicely. It's just really well done. Good job. I would make sure that you change out that Halloween's over. Put it to something a little bit more seasonally or brand appropriate, and just make sure that you're keeping your profiles up to date. That extra little touch and showing that you care and that you're paying attention, it carries over, because if your timing is off on changing simple things like emojis and stuff like that, again, not trying to be a jerk about it, but it carries over to mentally how people see the rest of your content. That level of attention to detail and simple effort stuff like changing out an emoji can mean a lot, because it just shows you're on top of it. And that carries over to like being on top of your alerts and being on top of chat and, just generally what they can expect. So yeah, make sure that you're on top of that. Moving into bio, we got Twitch affiliate, professional audio engineer, variety gamer, inquiries, Just Spike, Instagram, Just Spike, Twitch, Just Spike, Indiana. Cool. This is just a pet peeve of mine. I never really understand having that as like a focus, Twitch affiliate being a focus. I'm not gonna say it's a bad idea to have altogether in your bio. I think that if you are proud of that status and that's an achievement to you that you have worked towards and you want to promote that, then absolutely go for it. By all means. But I don't think that it should ever really be a focus of your brand. The focus of your brand needs to be this professional audio engineer and variety gamer, figuring out ways that, you can provide value to people through your professional audio engineer experience and the experience of hanging out and playing games, blending those two to create a useful content product, if you will. That should be your focus. That should be first thing. And then Twitch affiliate can be secondary along with your personal stuff. That's a personal achievement. The achievement that matters to the people coming to your profile is the fact that you're a variety gamer who has professional audio engineering experience, and that's useful to them on an informative, potentially, basis and entertainment basis. The value is in here, not in here. So I would put this a little bit further over and have this straight up front, and then have a little bit more stuff about you personally along with Twitch affiliate to give that personal brand touch. I love that you have your email, and I love that you have Instagram in here as well. I would say rather than I don't know, I was gonna say rather than having it up here and having like the multiple link thing, like you could do a link tree or a Koji or something like that to have it all consolidated under one. But that's more of a suggestion than a needed thing. I don't think it's necessarily like bad to have a link in your bio like this. I think that it can be useful. Personally, I just feel like it's better to have everything, rather than having a bunch of different links all around, it's better to have one link that's a hub that everything can kind of come off of. If that makes sense, because it just makes the user experience a little bit more fluid, rather than them having to click here, go over, then click off of that, follow, and then go over here and click that, and then follow, and then unclick, and then go back here. They could just click a link tree and have everything right there to them, even sometimes, depending on which one you use, right, embedded in the page. So having everything embedded right there for them to easily get views of your latest content on those platforms, the option to follow usually, just a little bit more direct rather than just a link that they have to, go down the rabbit hole and follow to other platforms, and just having everything consolidated seems to work a little bit better. Just Spike, welcome to the stream. Patrick Carlson, it says Spike is the GOAT. Spike seems like they got it together. I really like this profile, honestly. Overall, really good job on your profile. Moving down into the next part, this pinned tweet here. Here's today for stackup.org, bring our total. That's awesome. That's really cool. Good job. Yeah, no, that's exactly what you want to see as a pinned tweet. That gives context to your brand. That gives legitimacy. It shows people coming to your profile what you're about, that these are things that mean something to you, and you're not just somebody going live looking to play games. You have more to what you're doing and to what matters to you than just getting headshots. And I think that that's important to show off. So good job, very good job. The only thing is just make sure that you keep them updated. Don't let this hang around forever. Make sure that you are keeping something that's similar to this, something that shows off your brand, preferably has a nice graphic or something, and gives them an indication of what they're in for when they scroll further down into your content. I love that you're posting clips and stuff so much too, and that you're using clips to help push your stream. The only thing that I would say for this, just real quick, just because it happened to catch my eye, I would try to have your URL in like a comment down below. Now this is just 100%, Twitter themselves have not said this. This is just experiments that I've run. I've found that it works a little bit better to get reach on videos and things like that if there isn't a link. If the link is down below, it seems like the video itself gets a few more impressions on average and a little bit better engagement. And then the link itself, people are interested. If they want to click the link, clicking the post and going to a comment right below it isn't that much of an extra step. It's the only time that that's really gonna bother you not having the link like in the tweet is if you're, instead of putting it in the comment, you're going link in bio. Link in bio rarely works because people don't want to go through all of that extra effort of clicking off of the tweet, finding your bio, and then finding the link in the bio and going through all of those extra steps. Whereas if, you know, they just have that and then the link's right here, it's a little bit easier. It's not as much of a push to get them to go through a couple of different steps to find your link. So I would try that and see if you can get a little bit better reach on your videos by putting the URL down here and kind of caving to the conspiracy theory a bit in an experimental fashion. I don't usually like throwing conspiracy theories out there. I don't usually throw conspiracy theories out there to people without confirming it and saying like, yes, I have found evidence from Twitter themselves that this is how their algorithm works and blah, blah, blah. But this one, it just seems like every time I put a link, it just gets less engagement. So try it, see if it works for you. If not, do what you do. But I figured I tell everyone to give it a shot and at least see if it makes a difference for you, because I noticed that it has on average made a difference for me putting the link below versus putting it actually in the tweet. Spike says, yeah, definitely left that last one up. Yeah, welcome to the stream, everyone from Spike's stream. Thank you for stopping by. So, what did everyone think? Good reviews? Anyone have any questions for me? Paul says, do you find deleting a going live tweet after the fact to be a good or bad idea? Also, hi. Hi, Paul. Welcome on in. I think that deleting it after the fact, if it is a very basic one, if it's just like a, hey, going live, playing this game, stop by, picture of yourself, I think that that's useful because it doesn't clutter up your feed. But if you're posting something that has a clip or it has evergreen value, which means that somebody coming back to it later is still going to find value or entertainment in it some way and encourage them to click through to your profile or your channel, then you should absolutely leave those. So that's just the difference. Does it have evergreen content value after you finish the stream? Is it going to benefit somebody in an informative or entertaining way? If yes, leave it. If no, then delete. I tend to delete unless lots of engagement. That's one way to do it too. Did somebody retweet this a bunch? Like, then yes, okay, I guess I have to leave it now. Sometimes I'll do that, like if I have a bunch of quote tweets on it, like retweets, I don't pay as much attention to that. But I feel so bad if I delete a tweet and there's a bunch of quote tweets on it, because I'm like, I know I just broke their quote tweet, damn it. So yeah, I will usually not delete it if there's a bunch of quote tweets on something. Oh man. Nakama, am I saying your name right? Nakama. Also Spike, I'm Boba. Well, welcome to the stream, Nakama. Thank you for stopping by. So, I am gonna try my experiment today, where I end the stream, do a quick swap of all of my stream info, description, and all of that stuff. And put up a new thumbnail and then go live again, and everyone can just refresh, pop onto the new stream, which is going to be SEO, search engine optimized for the game. And this is a little experiment that I'm trying out to see if I can manage to get a little bit more attention on the gameplay aspects of the stream when I tailor the SEO towards gameplay, because usually what I do is I take a stream like this and I just hop into gaming. But that means that as far as the gaming portion of the stream, YouTube has no clue what's going on, because I don't really have anything about gaming in the description for any of this. So nobody's gonna find it. But we'll run through some questions here real quick, and then we'll switch over. NRT2 says, anyone got good tips on how to get followers on Twitter? Best tip is follow some large accounts in your niche. Pick a niche, pick what you want to talk about, and go find who people follow, who you would want to follow you, and start engaging in conversation in those threads. Create a list and turn on notifications from some of these larger accounts. If you can get into that comment section with a valuable, actually useful, engaging comment early on, you can get massive exposure for your small account and start having eyes coming to check out what you're about. And if you have consistent tweets related to those subjects coming out, you'll just naturally start getting followers. But it takes a lot of comments, it takes a lot of effort. And unless you want to just sit there and try to work trends and try to jump onto trending hashtags and things like that, you're not really going to get a lot of reach on Twitter as a small account, as a new account. It's very hard. So yeah, just put most of your efforts as a small account into commenting on busy threads and engaging with conversations, and that's going to be the best way to get eyes to your account. Paul says, good stuff, been updating my Twitter as we've been going, found this super useful. Nice, I love hearing that. I do consultations as well for streamers to optimize their social media strategy, and it's so funny when we're on a call going through, like, oh, you should change this, you should do that. And then as we're going, I keep refreshing the page and they're just updating as we go. It just keeps getting better and better and better. Quiz Stream says, my time is very limited to be handling multiple platforms. Is there a viable service that can be used to singular posts to multiple platforms simultaneously? You could use something like Hootsuite. They are free. I think that they used to be completely free, but they're slowly adding in more paid stuff. But yeah, that would probably be the best bet, would be Hootsuite. And you can connect Twitter, Instagram. I can't remember if they've added, I know they have LinkedIn and stuff as well, but I can't remember if they've added like TikTok and stuff at this point. But Hootsuite would work well. And you can just schedule it out whenever you want. You can create it in the composer. And Buffer? I haven't tried Buffer. Let me check Buffer. Buffer, social media management. Well, Google says I did. Apparently, I have clicked this link before. I just don't remember. Is it free? It is free. Basic publishing tools, landing page builder. So it looks like this could be useful. Scheduled post per social channel. You can schedule three Twitter profiles, 3 Facebook pages. Count. It's 8. Okay, so you can get up to 3 social channels: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Pinterest. So the basic ones sounds about like it would do what most streamers need. Yeah, that looks like a pretty good app. So yeah, Buffer, Hootsuite. Cointelegraph uses. Sub to your Twitch chat. Thank you for that. I don't really stream over there a whole lot though anymore. I do all of my streaming and stuff on this one. If anybody, I need to actually, I kept it because I like having the emotes that I used when I was Twitch affiliate. But yeah, I do all of my streaming and stuff through YouTube now and Twitter. If anybody does want to donate, then if you want to support the stream at all, is Stream Elements gonna do the thing? It doesn't seem like Stream Elements wants to do the thing. Hold on. If you want to support the channel, you can right here. There's a little option to tip and to book consultations and all of that stuff. But yeah, Twitch unfortunately is not active anymore. It's just what I use to watch people and support my friends and all of that good stuff. Quiz stream says very cool, thank you. Yeah, no problem. Absolutely. So everybody, I'm going to end the stream here, and then I'm going to switch all of my info like I mentioned, and then I'll fire it back up. We'll play some Apex. Hope everyone is having a great day, and I'll see you in a minute.